Hello, Fabulous Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is, and it truly is. For you in particular, we have a powerful solar eclipse taking place in your sign. Now, you might be used to eclipses by now, okay? All last year, we had eclipses in your sign. We had eclipses earlier this year in your sign, and you're just about done. Okay, so we're going to have an eclipse now, and it is going to be next year, early next year, that we'll have what's called an almost eclipse. So it's almost like it is going to be the universe kind of wrapping up the eclipses for you, but you're not going to have any more eclipses in your opposite sign or your sign, like fully proper eclipses, until we get to 2026, so well into the future. This really is one of those standout moments, because this is that time when not only does the eclipse season that started last month actually finally ends, this extended eclipse season that we're in, but it ends with you, but it also starts with you. It's a solar eclipse, and solar eclipses bring about brand new beginnings and brand new definitions, especially self-definitions at that. This eclipse in your sign will be happening close in the sky with Mercury and speaking with Jupiter. Now, Mercury is retrograde throughout the beginning of this month. Around the middle of the month will go direct, and so essentially hanging out not too far from the eclipse point, within 2 weeks of the eclipse. It's still hanging out close to that eclipse point, which tells me that it isn't just about what's happening around the days of the eclipse, which is happening on the 11th, give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. But it isn't just about what's happening then. It is going to be part of what has already been in the ether, what you've already been discussing since last month. And now it will be about not only what happens at the eclipse, but what you will continue to discuss, the conversations, the connections, and the interconnections you'll continue to make after the eclipse is over. So this eclipse is one that is also speaking with Jupiter, and it is that interesting connection with Jupiter that has my attention as well. Jupiter right now is at the very bottom of your sky, the foundations to your chart. And it is speaking with this eclipse in a conversation of tension. And what this tells me is the new that is arising for you now will in some way be questioning your past. You will be questioning your past. Have you put the right things into place to do what it is that you want to do what you feel inspired to do? Is it that you need to consider the past differently, forgive the past so that you can truly be yourself in this moment? So there is this connection between knowing who you are fully right here today, deciding on who you are going to be with this new insight and new information coming, but also acknowledging what has been, the blessings that you carry from the past, but also the forgiveness of the past as part of embracing your present and moving into your future. I've said before, eclipses in your sign tend to be a big deal. They, in some way, shift your identity. And with the identity shifting, everything must change from that place. Everything starts to look different, starts to be different from that place. And this is going to be your very opportunity to do just that, to have one final moment of feeling like the learning, the powerful learning, is in some way coming full circle. And in some way is now helping you to feel a sense of a fresh energy and a fresh start, knowing that the work that you have been doing all last year and earlier this year can pay off. And you'll start to feel that payoff as well, thanks to this solar eclipse. It won't be isolated to one moment, but it will be an ongoing thing, an ongoing realization that will deepen in its meaning for you and deepen in the way in which it moves you towards greater meaning, towards greater love and greater wisdom as well, because that's ultimately what eclipses are about. They're about aligning us with a higher, more loving vision for our lives and helping us to fully embody love and wisdom over the course of a lifetime. That is what this eclipse is going to help you do now. But it's beyond just heart level love. It is mind. It is clarity on a level of mind and knowing what it is that you want to communicate to yourself and to others as part of this journey. As we moved later into the month, right around the 26th of the month, that is a very powerful time as well. One is we are having a full moon. Now, this full moon has a very different energy than the eclipses that we just had. This energy is a lot more easy, and it has a stabilizing energy there, speaking with Saturn. It has a delightful energy there, speaking with Uranus. But it's happening in a part of the sky that has to do with rebirth, like profound transformation from the inside out. And this is going to be a transformation that is facilitated by the eclipse, certainly, but ultimately will be one that feels like its time has come, that feels loving, that feels stabilizing, that feels encouraging, and feels like you have a lot to look forward to. And so there's a future-oriented sense to it, but also a grounded sense to this full moon that is going to be happening on the 26th that I think that you will like very much. It can bring new financial opportunities as well. By this time, it is going to be sort of closing off the last days of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde season will be over the 2nd of September. So really, as we finish off August, effectively over. And at this time, you're kind of rounding off this Mercury retrograde season. You're starting to let go of the powerful eclipse season in some way, and you're allowing yourself to truly appreciate how much it is that you've changed and how much it is that you have grown. On the same day, we have Mars going direct. Now, that is a big deal, okay? That is a really big deal. And it's a big deal because you've had Mars sort of moving in and out of your opposite sign. Now, Mars is going to stand still and move forward, not in your opposite sign, but in another part of the sky, having to do with your day-to-day life and how it is that you're living your smallest moments and how empowered you feel in your smallest moments, whether those moments happen at work, in the workplace, and the people there, whether they happen in terms of your self-care. But remember, as I spoke about in the Mars retrograde special in the Superstar Space on my website, ultimately it is a connection between the two areas. It is a connection between what's happening on a day-to-day and how well you're taking care of yourself, and how that is speaking to your relationships, how that is speaking to your one-on-one alliances. And so even though this Mars is going direct, not in the opposite sign, it is reflecting and connected to what is happening in your opposite sign. So if you are someone who is open to meeting someone new, be mindful of a couple of things. The same day that Mars goes direct, keep in mind that Venus will be speaking with Pluto in a conversation of tension the same day as the full moon as well, okay? Now that full moon can also speak to transformative moments that are brought about through vulnerability. And I feel like there's a connection here. There's an overall connection. Something that you say or someone that you connect with, whether it's online, on a mind level, in some way that ends up reaching very deep within you. It has you looking at yourself differently and has you wanting to be more empowered on a day-to-day basis, and has you wanting and inspiring you to in some way connect with an element of self-love and self-care as a spiritual practice. There is this intricate connection at this time between a sense of a rebirth that is connected to how you're living, that is also connected to the people that you're connecting with very spontaneously, again, online or in your neighborhood. In fact, it may very well be a random interaction that ends up being just that moment of catalyst that you need to facilitate profound change that will make you that much more available to love. For those of you who are in an established bond, I do think that there's going to be some changes this month. One is generally this full moon can be really nice for your spouse's income. So that's on one level. But the other layer of this, the other level of this has to do with allowing yourself to be more vulnerable to your partner and allowing yourself to integrate your partner more into your day-to-day and to feel a sense of being supported in the day-to-day. Do you feel that with your partner or not? If you don't feel that, or if you feel like it could be better, this is where you're very likely going to be honest about that. You're going to have that conversation. You're going to be able to address things that otherwise would be difficult as part of creating healthy change within that established bond. Ultimately, this is a desire to bring the sacred and to bring passion back into your day-to-day life. And it is that passion that is going to be part of motivating self-honesty and honesty with each other that can form a closer bond in the bigger picture. What I love about this month for you, well, look, I love that eclipse. That's really what it comes down to. I love that eclipse for you. I think it is a beautiful, powerful energy. And I think that its time has come. You have gone through a profound process of change for over a year now, a good year and a half now, as the North Node has slowly been moving through your sign and is now going to wind down. And as we get later this year, will leave your sign. This has been a powerful time of transition, of beginnings, and of new understandings about you and your karmic path. And you have found and will continue to find that it is a path filled with love and wisdom as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.